Afternoon, everybody. This is Jeff from Rust Bucket Valley Garage. I have something a little bit different. I want to tell you about some of the problems we run into when we're working on cars. Um, we have a Honda in which the heater does not work. Okay, the heater and the air conditioning do not come online. The center console indicates that it is supplying power to it, but we decided to take and check it out and see what's going on. The first thing you should do when you're faced with a situation like this is see if you can take and get a copy of the schematic for the car and the system that you're going to be working on. There is All Data and there's Pro Demand, and they supply all of these kind of things. Not a sponsor. We also don't do enough electrical work to take and subscribe to these services. So thank you very much, Sean and Robert, for giving us a hand in getting these drawings. So it's really great you taking helped us out. Anyway, you will see right here that we have the blower motor. You have one line that goes around here and goes to a relay. Okay, and this relay right here is located in the engine compartment, and there's also a connector right here. The other portion of the circuit goes over here to a control module that has a big heat sink on it. Usually when just the blower motor goes out, it is this module right here that is on a square plate that is right beside or in close proximity to where the blower motor is. Okay, this right here is a transistor. Okay, the way a transistor works is the symbol is basically like this. Okay, and there'll be an arrow on here either going out or coming in, depending on whether this is two different kinds of transistor. Okay, basically what you do is through this path here, through the transistor and out of the transistor, you can handle a big voltage or a large amount of current. Okay, the engine control module or the heating, ventilated, and air conditioning module cannot handle that much current. So it depends on the transistor to do that. So if you have the heating control module, which will be in close proximity to the heater, you will have a line that will come here, and it will take and feed this transistor, and depending on how much voltage it takes and puts at this point right here, that will justify how much current is through this lake. Okay, as it stands right now, on the Hondas, this is a symbol for ground. Okay, and then this goes over to the blower motor assembly. Okay, and you see that right here. Okay, here's a line that goes over to the blower motor assembly, and it goes into the transistor. Okay, so basically, this heating, ventilation, air conditioning module will take and turn this transistor on, off, or on a little bit more, on a little bit more. It's kind of like a big switch. Okay, where it's kind of like a volume control, actually. Okay, so one of the first tests that you should probably do to take and make sure that this module right here is acting the proper way. If you turn the key on and you turn on the heating, ventilation, air conditioning system, okay, the center control, it's in a dash, will come on, and it'll show, some temperature. And on the right-hand side on the Hondas, there is a blower motor switch, and the speed of the blower motor is indicated by a bar graph. Okay, and the bar graph will be something like this. Okay, and it'll have different segments in it, and depending on how many segments, this will be low, this will be higher, this will be higher, this will be max. Okay, so using this right here to take and turn on the blower motor will be an indication here. Okay, the other leg on the blower motor comes out and is positive all of the time. Okay, it goes through a relay. So this is a coil of the relay. When it takes and pulls this in, it will make this close. Okay, and as that shows right here, so when the blower motor relay is turned on by the HVAC module, you will see the blower motor going. Well, in this case, that's not happening. Okay, so if we take and we check at this point right here with the blower motor commanded completely on, and you put it on high, okay, you should see continuity between ground and this point right here. Luckily, right here, there is a white plastic plug that has a black and a kind of bluish tinged wire in it. Okay, so if you unhook this from the bottom of the fan motor, and I'll show you that in just a minute, okay, you should be able to take and see ground, okay, through this this transistor. And here's your ground over here that you will be sensing. Okay, so let's go take a look at the car and see what I'm talking about. Okay, we are in the car, and underneath the passenger side dash, there's a panel here that has 4 points that you take and pull down, and you go ahead and take this and put it off to the side. Okay, on the bottom of the motor here, you will see a white plug right here, and this is the one that you want to take and look at. The blue wire will go over to that switch that I was talking about. So when you take and turn on this assembly right here, over in this area here, you will have a bar graph that as you take and turn the like the volume control, speed control up to high, all 4 bars of the bar graph will be lit. Okay, what that will do is this module that is right here, okay, is a one that has the electronic switch in it. So if you disconnect this plug right here on the blue wire, there's a ground right here. You should be able to get continuity between those 2 points. Okay? If you do get continuity, okay, that means that that module there is probably good. Okay? So we did check that, and it was. Okay? So leaving this disconnected, we started tracing the white wire. Okay, the white wire, when the AC or heater is on runs a blower motor, and there's supposed to be 12 volts on that. Okay, so what we did is we put a lead onto the white wire, and then we started chasing where is the 12 volts disconnected. Okay, so the first place that it can be disconnected is on the other side of the dash, under the driver's dash, and I'll show you where that is. Okay, so looking back on the schematic, okay, we've already checked this route right here, and we've made sure that the ground is there and everything is fine. Now what we're doing, that white wire here that comes out, and it will go to a relay that is in the fuse block underneath the hood. Okay, the first place we want to take and check this and see if the wiring is good up to this point is this schematic is indicating that there is a connector C301 right here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and find that and disconnect that. Make sure that the wire is good from here around to here. All right, so we are under the driver's side of the dash, and this connector right here is C301. Okay, so we disconnected that, and we found out that this wire here going back to the heater is good. Okay, so that means this right here goes to the front of the car, goes into the total integrated power module, the TIPM. Okay, so if we take and on the white wire that's on here, if we put a connector on there, and then we use an ohm meter, we can take and tell, without taking the whole TIPM apart, we can take and find out where that where this lead pops up. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so looking in the engine compartment, okay, this is a TIPM with a fuse block. So we checked all the fuses underneath the dash, and we checked all the fuses in here. Everything is fine. So unfortunately, on the data that we got, we don't know which relay here is for the blower motor. So it does appear that there are a couple of relays missing. There was one here, there was one here. When we started troubleshooting it, this relay here was missing. And it turns out that when we take and touched the contacts underneath this relay, this is where that line was coming up. Okay, so the total cause of this malfunction was that this relay right here was missing. So we ordered one day before yesterday, and we got it in yesterday, and we went ahead and installed it, and the system came back to life. So when you're working on these things, you really don't know what you're going to find. So you really need to take and get some good data. If you do not have access to the data, see if you can find a friend that has it, or take and look at, go someplace where there is another vehicle and see if the fuse box is compatible, seeing if it's the same thing. Okay, it'll probably be pretty close. It might give you a heads up as to what's going on with it in all data and all those kind of things. I looked on the internet, and they have a picture of the fuse box. However, they do not say which relay is for which one. Just looking at this, since the The heater motor, or the blower motor, is kind of a high current device. It draws about 5.1 amps. I was thinking it was going to be this relay here, and it was not. Okay, it turned out to be one of these smaller guys. So expect the unexpected. I guess that's the takeaway from this. Okay, so I hope I've given you a couple of tips today. So how to do a little bit of troubleshooting, and when you don't have access to all the various schematics and stuff, get what you can. Okay, anyway, hope this has been helpful for you, and please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification, and you will find out the next time we do something. Okay, never can tell what it'll be next. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate y'all, and I hope you have a great day.